can we start? Gopi sir?
I'm ready.
Yes, sir. From my end, yes, definitely.
Yes, Professor David, we are good to go? Yes, great. All right. So, hello everyone. Very good evening to all the students out here. I extend a very warm welcome on behalf of the Trisha Group of Institutions to all the affiliated colleges of Mangalore University, students, the faculties. A great evening to all of you. You've been aware that we are organizing this BCom online crash course in the last 15 days, and the journey was really amazing. There was a fantastic participation from the affiliated colleges. There has been fantastic interaction from the students of the affiliated colleges, wherein for all the different years, the first year and second year and the third year of the BCom, we tried to engage some of the lectures of your respective semesters with add on to a lot of motivational talks and a lot of guest lectures from the eminent speakers from India and abroad. And today we are marking the valedictory ceremony of this 15 days crash course program. I love to take this opportunity to thank Mangalore University for playing a very supportive role, and also all the affiliated colleges who were a part of this 15 days program, and without which support, I don't think so this program would have got such a huge vibrancy and such a huge the merit. And the feedback that we have received from the faculties and the students is just amazing. And so we are all geared up and looking forward for the second phase of the crash course program. And I take the honor and privilege to have my good friend, Professor David Wittenberg. I had a great opportunity to meet him in person a couple of times in the Vibrant Gujarat event once, and SJT University there. We are speaking about the design thinking and all that. It's always great listening to you, David, and I'm really speechless. And thank you. Though it was a last moment call to you, without any time, you just took your consent, and we're really proud and privileged for that. To all the students out here and the faculties out here, I take a minute to just quickly introduce Professor David. Professor David is a professor of entrepreneurial innovation at ISME, the Indian School of Management and Entrepreneurship, and the ISDI, the Indian School of Design and Innovation. He always believes in delivering corporate training programs, consulting projects in design thinking, innovation, strategy, advanced thinking skills. All right, he's also building an innovative learning center to serve the continuing education needs of the corporates and the academia. He also does a lot of mentoring and coaching for the entrepreneurs, training professors to teach more effectively, and designing leading edge curriculum to prepare for the next generation of Indian leaders. He's also the CEO of the Innovation Workgroup. So in short, he's a professor, corporate trainer and consultant. He's an author, he's a speaker and an educationist. So with the great honor and privilege, I extend a warm welcome to Professor David Wittenberg on behalf of the Trisha Group of Institutions. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Guru Prasad. I'm honored that you have asked me to come and speak to this valedictory ceremony. And thank you to all the administrators and faculty members, and especially to you students, because education is about students.
Thank you. Before we go ahead with Professor David, may I quickly request CA Gopal Krishna Bhatt, the chairman and the founder of Trisha Group of Institutions, to quickly address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Yes. It's really a nice opportunity for our students to know about David's ideas and innovation and strategies, what you Guru was mentioning. But students just want to recollect the last 3 weeks, wonderful journey of last 3 weeks. The first week was, getting best of the best industry experts and, trainers to give you the thoughts, ideas. It's a kind of bridge course and give you a different dimension to the education, in collaboration with the Mangalore University and the Trisha Group of Institutions. And very happy to say that the students, teachers, faculties, principal are joined in a good number. Then post of that, we started with the handholding students and teachers for online sessions of Mangalore University syllabus. And the best faculties have given you the lot of ideas, not just about the subject like accounting, costing, tax. They have come with more of giving a kind of motivation tips along with the subject matters was delivered in a week time. Post that with the request from the university and many teachers, they requested us to extend the one more week. That was privilege to us, showing that the quality that we deliver. So we delivered the second week and conducted the test, and the feedback will happen soon. I think these are all the parts what we handled. But always I believe students of us, wherever you are there, you have to get an exposure to the different parts of the globe. And very fortunate to have David, who is going to give you a different thoughts and ideas how we should look at. And innovation is not meant for only science. That's what he was going to tell. Majority of the students are commerce here, so he's going to address about innovation. Could be in your accounting, could be about your the way you run the business, could be about the product, could be about overall looking about the entire atmosphere. We breathe around the term called innovation, and we are very happy to hear from Mr. David soon. Students, happy listening, happy learning, and over to Guru sir. I'm going to take it ahead, and post this particular session, we'll be also giving you how Trisha Plus is going to work, and what is the next plan of action from our end to all of you. And as the word says, Trisha, it is thirst for knowledge, and to cater all your thirst for knowledge. Trusha means in Sanskrit is thirst, Mr. David. It means the thirst that every student who comes here, he is a learner. He wants to learn something new. That's what we are offering every time, and it has been amazing journey for last 3 weeks, and it's going to continue in future also. Nothing much, and we want to hear from the guest and our David in next few minutes. Over to Guru sir. Thank you, David, you being with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Gopal Krishna sir. Students, it's a great opportunity to listen to David. So we'll be talking something very important about how to face challenges, upcoming challenges, post-COVID scenarios and all that. So without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Professor David Wittenberg. Over to you, sir.
All right, I will just share my screen and we'll go right into today's session. So the assigned topic to me was how to face upcoming challenges, and I've prepared my thoughts on that. I hope they will be helpful to you. Thank you for that fine introduction. It's quite generous, and I thought the students would like to know a little bit about me. I won't linger here very long, but some people don't know I actually am a songwriter, and I published 2 songs. And I hold 2 patents and things like that. So hopefully what I have to offer might be of some value to you. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you, dear students, and anyone who's watching with you. So my commitment to you is to deliver you something that you will value. So please stay with me. I'll do my best to not bore you, but to actually give you something useful. Okay, this is what we're going to cover. 2 points, and then the floor will be open so that you can ask questions. I like to joke with students. I imagine most of you speak some Hindi. I'm sorry, I don't speak Kannada. I don't speak Tamil. I don't speak Malayalam or Telugu. So you're in Karnataka, but I think you are in Karnataka, Nurupi, or in Tamil Nadu.
It's Karnataka.
Yes, Karnataka, sir.
It's Karnataka. So I hope some of you are not afraid or angry to hear some some Hindi, but I may throw some in from time to time. But yeah,
students of here they understand Hindi as well, sir. Hindi,
yeah,
English is not a problem.
I know in the South I need to be respectful of the local traditions, and many people in South like to hold their local languages. So I apologize, I can't speak those. But in any case, I will try to deliver you something of value, as I said. So the 2 things we're going to do, and then questions and answers. So what do I say? What do I mean that I tell you, you have the opportunity of a lifetime? Now, young people are famous for not appreciating their opportunities. Parents and grandparents tell you, oh, you're young, you can do everything. There's a famous saying, youth is wasted on the young because they don't know how to use it. You have your full faculties, you have your strength, you have your beauty, and too many students let it flow away before they use it. I hope you won't do that. I hope you'll understand that you live at a remarkable moment in history. You have an opportunity today that most people will never have. So let me explain, and I hope you will grasp that opportunity. You may know this fellow. He lived a long life, well into his 90s. He was considered one of the greatest management thinkers of the 20th century, Mr. Peter Drucker. And I love this saying. As far as he was concerned, the only thing a business can do is invent things, that is, innovate, find new things to do, new and better ways to do them, and market what it is offering, whether that be a product or a service. So if that's the essence of business, and I agree with Drucker, I hope you do too, then you need to be open to doing innovation to be extremely successful. Well, when I say the opportunity of a lifetime, I'm talking about this pandemic. You may have heard that the way the Chinese people say and write crisis, 危机, is made up of two characters in the Chinese language. The first one, as I've shown you on the screen, stands for danger. And the second one, some people misquote it as opportunity, but it's not. It's actually a point at which change can happen. So we are in a crisis, but the smart view, obviously protect ourselves and our families, make sure we are secure. But the most important thing is to see that although there is danger, this is a change point. This is a time when innovation can happen. And to illustrate that, can anybody guess what that curve represents? I will tell you. You can tell by the icons. It points to this year, the first 3 months of 2020. And as you see, when the pandemic was declared by the World Health Organization on the 11th of March, many businesses, many individuals, and many governments began to change things because of this pandemic. The world had not seen any pandemic like this one in 100 years since the Spanish flu outbreak of 1918. So what changed? One of the most obvious changes, I would like to ask you a question. I can't take your answers, but think about it. How many of you had even heard of Zoom online meetings before March of this year? Had you ever heard of it? And yet, yeah, Professor Guru Prasad is shaking his head. This inflection point where the arrow is pointing, that's when the usage of Zoom began to increase. It had been just a little bit prior to March, and then all of a sudden, Zoom zoomed. It just zoomed, and millions and lakhs and crores of people began to use Zoom. And instead of having university face-to-face like we've always had it, all of a sudden we're doing university on online meetings. So there was a change point when the COVID pandemic arrived. That's what I mean. It became a crisis, but it was also, it was a dangerous time, but it was also a point where change would happen. And when you get to a crisis, a change point, that is when you have the greatest opportunity to innovate. The innovators of Zoom were in the market, but their application just zoomed in the crisis. I'm going to show you the timeline of my life, okay? I don't usually tell my age, but you can now see my birth age. And if you can do simple math, you know how old I am. I'm older than I look. But I have seen some pretty important events in my life. In 1991, one of them took place here in India. It was the end of the license Raj and the liberalization of our economy. But most of these important events that I have seen in my 64 years took place in various places around the globe. And I think you would agree that they have made a lot of impact. Of course, you're young. You may not remember the time before smartphones. You may not remember the time before the internet. I mean, I could have put the personal computer on here. When I was studying and when I launched my first business, personal computers were not there. Can you imagine life without a phone? Can you imagine life without a personal computer? I had to use a typewriter to write. So the world has changed tremendously during my life, but nothing in my life compares with the global impact of 2020. This is the most impactful event that I have ever seen. And I've seen some big ones. The change in global politics, in geopolitics. That same year India liberalized, it was the end of the Soviet Union. No more Cold War between US. When I grew up, we were afraid of nuclear war. What a change. Now the Soviets were not going to destroy us in the US. So you see my point? That's what I mean when this is a really rare opportunity. There has been nothing like this for 100 years. And I hope for your sake, you will never face another one like this if you live to my age and beyond. So what should we do with this opportunity that you have that your seniors 10 years ago didn't have and that your juniors 10 years from now will not have? You have this privilege. Yes, you have this crisis. Yes, you have this danger, but you sit at a change point. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to prepare for the challenges that we face due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the first thing I'm going to suggest, as it says on your screen, is that you add tools to your toolkit. Now, you may not have a screwdriver or a drill or a hammer or a saw, but you have tools, okay? The question is, are you actively building your toolkit, or are you waiting for someone else to say, young man, young lady, I think you need this tool? Or are you seeking your own tools? And I wrote on your screen that your education belongs to you. Too many traditional students in India, may I show you the way I think of them? And I teach UG and PG students, and I've done a lot of guest lecturing. And I have to say, this is the attitude I've seen in university. Students come to university and they basically cross their arms and look at the teacher and say, teach me. It's your job. You do all the work. And maybe if you're not too boring, I will pay attention to you. And if not, forget it. They make me sit in your class. I'll tolerate it. I'll take some notes. I'll mug up for exams, but I don't care. I really, have you, admit it. Have you seen that attitude in some of your batchmates? Because all they're there to do is, I say, punch their ticket. All they really care about is getting some letters after their name. Be calm. And maybe if they're a little more serious, they care about their marks. I get it. That's the way people have done things for a long time. But that attitude won't prepare anybody to seize the challenges that are coming. So instead of being passive and saying, teach me, be like a hungry wolf. How much can I get? Take the knowledge, grasp and bite and chew all the things that your teachers are trying to give you. You're not there for marks. You're there to learn, to gain the knowledge that will be the tools. You already know how to mug up. You've been a good student, maybe you're a topper, they teach you how to solve this kind of problem, you know how to do it. Those are valuable skills, knowing the theories and knowing how to do a math problem according to the steps. But that won't get you prepared for these new challenges because it's a change point. The same old problems might not be there. For years, we teachers have saying, how do we solve the problem of teaching in a classroom? Now, all of a sudden, it's a different problem. How do we teach in Zoom? So now the tools you need go beyond mugging up and going beyond following the steps. Teachers, show me the steps and I will solve the problem. For you to seize the opportunity, you have to get these new skills. They taught you a theory, you have to apply it. They give you a situation and they don't explain it, you have to analyze. You have something to say, you need to learn how to communicate it like a professional. And you need to learn how to create things. The second thing, okay, we said expand your toolkit. The second thing you can do, excuse me, I call it widen or broaden your scope. Most of my young students come to university, as I said, with one focus. They're going to get their BCom. That's all they care about. They don't really care about what they learn. All they care about is at the end of 3 academic years, I'll have that degree. I can go get a good job in a brand company. I get it. That's what everyone tells you. You know, your parents, your grandparents, your relatives. Yes, go be a good business person. Get your BCom, all right? Get a good job, all right? But there's more. That is actually a short-sighted and narrow goal. The question I ask students sometimes is this. I say, what is the last job you would like to have before you retire or expire? And none of them have a clue. They haven't thought far into the future. All they've thought, just get me through this BCom and get me placed, and after that, things will take care of themselves. Nothing wrong with it, but those are not the people who are going to take advantage of the new change point. So if you want to prepare yourself to meet the challenges of the new world post-COVID-19, you must look wider and farther into the distance. Here's a beautiful photo. It's called a panoramic view. It's a broad side-to-side view, and it's a distant view of the Italian Alps in the province of Tyrol. So what I mean is, obviously, do care about yourself, care about your life, care about your security. All that is brilliant. And you should care about the wishes of your family. It's one of the things I love about Indian culture. We have strong families. So I encourage you to take your parents' lead and follow that. And obviously care about your friends. And you start to care about your neighborhood and your city. And now that you're attending university, you care about your school and your batchmates. But there is so much more you could look at. How far can you see? What can you picture? Where do you want to go? Not just in 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years, but in 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now. You see, some people think the limit is very small, and they will live relatively small lives, and that's okay. Most people don't want to go outside their comfort zone. But if you really think big, you can be Elon Musk. What's his limit? He's not even limiting his vision to the Earth. He's envisioning going into outer space. So please, students, learn to think big. People who can think big and, like Drucker said, innovatively, you are going to be the successful person who comes out of this COVID-19 pandemic with a successful solution. So the first thing you can do is expand your toolkit. Own your education. Get as much as you can, because the teachers, we love to teach if students love to learn. And we're not, I teach teachers how to teach. I said, teacher, it's not about you. It's not about delivering. It's about the students getting what they need to use and being able to use it. So expand your toolkit, widen your horizon, and then build your courage. Now, these two young people live in your state, okay, in the Bengaluru area. And let me tell you a little bit about them, just for another minute or two. But what I'm going to first remind you is, don't take no for an answer. Yes, you can. If somebody says, no, you can't, you don't have to listen, okay? You need courage to say, yes, I can. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this fellow on the left, especially. That's his name. He went to one of the top business schools in India for his PGDM in Kolkata. And at age 28, he launched a company. The name was Renew, okay? I bet you can't guess, unless you know them, what their business was. I'll tell you that in a minute, okay? As I said, he's based in Karnataka itself. This is what they decided to do. He said he was traveling with his uncle one time, and he realized that back 10 years or more ago, the Chinese people, who had been a very poor economy, already at that time, 30% of them, of the households, had a computer. But he looked at our country of India, and he realized that slightly fewer than 10% of Indian households had a computer. Now remember, that was before smartphones. But he said, that's terrible. How can we grow as a country if our people don't have computers? And so he would collect scrap computers and refurbish them and sell them at affordable prices. Now remember, his batchmates were getting packages of 50 lakhs, 70 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and yet he decided to start a business. He had the courage to follow his dream. So what happened? He started by doing that. Now, in his first 5 years, he sold 10,000 computers. They're still in business. And now he gets the rejected computers from manufacturers such as HP and Dell. And he's still selling affordable computers to build this country. So he's made a successful business, but his philosophy is just do things that are good. Money will come. So the word for you today is, this is an amazing time, once in a lifetime opportunity. It won't come again. This is the time to expand your toolkit, widen your horizons, and build your courage. I wish you all great success in your studies and your careers. And now the floor is open for your questions. Professor Guru Prasad will take them in writing or whatever way, and will read them out to me.
Yes.
Back to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have an interesting question based on your area, which is entrepreneurship. A student says, considering all the ups and downs in the economy and the future, which is quite uncertain, is it worth to take a risk to get into entrepreneurship at this point of time?
Well, it's actually a better time than it was before the pandemic. This question is not new. Every family asks that. You tell your parents you want to be an entrepreneur, many of them will say, no, it's not secure. It's risky. It's uncertain. See, Indian parents love the children more than American parents do. And that's my thesis. And the evidence is this. Indian parents do everything in their power to keep you from failing. And American parents do almost nothing. They say, go, try it. If you fail, no big deal. Very different philosophy. So I say, you're lucky you have Indian parents who love you. But the difference in results is we have a lot of very happy, satisfied, and some unsatisfied, steady earners in good, secure corporate positions, but they never build the country. They never get rich. They never make much of a difference in the world. Now, is that wrong? Absolutely not. You can have a perfectly happy life, taking a job, having an average career, an average salary, nothing wrong with it. That's what most people will do. But I told you today that you have an opportunity that no one ever gets, to live in a time of crisis. So there's no better time. But what do you need? You need the tools, you need the vision, and you need the courage. So if you have the courage to do it, go do it. If I don't know, can I put in a commercial plug? If you finish your BCom at Trisha Group of Institutions and you want specific training on entrepreneurship, come see us in Mumbai. 17 of our students have already launched their businesses while in university. We are so committed to that. And India needs entrepreneurs. And if you want to go beyond the average job and the just safe, secure, this is the time. Next question.
Yes, that's an interesting question from the toolbox. How do we know where the knowledge stops? I mean, it's continual. How can we expand our toolbox? I know that I need a toolbox. How can I expand it?
Okay. Well, the AICTE and your university, Mangalore University, have decided certain subjects you need to know to be in business. Is it? Okay, you can see me, right? And so that starts there. Make sure at least when you're in class, you're paying attention, not like too many students. And you actually are not just there to mug up. You're actually there to say, how can I apply this? How am I going to use this? To go beyond that and to get more knowledge, you have a lot of options. Everything from reading books, which I don't do very often, to reading newsletters from consulting companies and top business schools, which I do very often. I was just reading a newsletter from Harvard Business School just before this presentation. So I, even in my 60s, I want to continue to learn. So reading is a good way. Nowadays, we have a resource that I never had. We have online content such as YouTube videos and podcasts. Those are there for you. You have clubs. You have entrepreneurship, National Entrepreneurship Network, NEN, here in India. Maybe there's a chapter at your university, maybe there's not. So you can reach out and seek out business people who you feel you would like to learn from. LinkedIn is there. You can reach any. I have a young fellow. He's a Hyderabadi young fellow. He reached out to me when I was CEO of my consulting company. Out of the blue, he reached out to me. He said, David, I'm interested in what you're doing. Can I come and work for you? He had just taken his BCom in Hyderabad. And I said, no, you can't. You're not qualified. But if you're really interested in what I want to do, what I like to do, my innovation work, you find me a client in Hyderabad. I'll come down and do the project and you can intern with me. So he reached a total stranger. But because of his interest and because I'm that kind of a person, I want to invest in you and the other future leaders of India. I said, oh yeah, we can be friends. I will help you. And I spent hours and hours and hours. He never got me a project, but I helped him develop his career and learn and pick a good field for himself. He is now a professional user experience consultant. He has an MBA from a top university in America. I helped him get his first job in Singapore just because he reached out to me. So have the courage, build your courage, reach out to a stranger. If you are hungry and thirsty, Trisha, if you're hungry and thirsty for knowledge, there will be plenty of resources for you. And don't set a limit, look at outer space. Well, I don't know how much business knowledge you'll get from outer space, but you have amazing resources available. Thank you for that question.
Great. I have a typical question of an Indian student where he says, when I took the commerce, everyone in my family started scolding me, including my parents and relatives, because my marks were so good. Everyone wanted me to take science. He says, asking you, why is the commerce so underrated here in India?
Yes.
How do we have to convince our parents?
हाँ, मुझे मालूम है this is मैं दुखी हूँ क्योंकि commerce बहुत जरूरी है. It's sad because you have such an opportunity to change the world in commerce. Business touches everybody every day. Science is one step removed. You can make huge contributions in science, but they don't happen every day. That one scientific breakthrough can revolutionize people's lives, but they don't happen every day. Business touches people every day. Like I said, I think Indian families are the best. And young fellow or young lady, whoever just asked that question, I commend you for your courage. That you said, I know you want me to do science, but I've decided to do commerce. And I commend your parents for being flexible and allowing you to pursue your heart. So I think possibly the thing you can do is just keep telling them about famous business people. Would they be happy to have another Mukesh Ambani? I think they would be very happy. Would they like to have a Narayanan Murthy? Would they like to have an Elon Musk in the family or a Steve Jobs? Not all, business isn't that shabby a field. You can do quite well in business. But with time, I'm sure you'll win them over when you show them how you're making a positive difference in the world and building a great life for you and your family through your business career. Good luck with that.
Yes, thank you. I have a good friend of mine who is present in this particular platform. He's also the part of the management team, Nitin Bhatt. He's also an entrepreneur. He asked you one single-liner question. It's very beautiful. Valuation or value creation?
Shukriya ji. That's an amazing question. I'm going to publish my book very soon, hopefully within 60 days. I finished it a long time back, but I've not been able to publish it. And the book is called Your Path to Success. And it's written for students between the ages of 17 and young people between the ages of 17 and 25. And in the book, I list 12 ingredients for success. What must you have? What skills or traits or abilities must you have as a 17 to 25-year-old in order to have a successful life? And Nitin Bhai, the number 12 is value creation. And so whatever you do, whether you innovate or you don't innovate, you must create value. My mother told me when I was quite young, she said, David, the world does not owe you a living. And I meet many Indian students, I'm sad to say, they feel that just completing a course of study gives them the privilege and the right to an excellent employment. But I did it. I earned the PGDM. I earned the BCom. Now you have to give me a job, right? No. Every day you have to earn your salary. And you earn your salary by creating value for other people. And so that is independent of innovation. I'll add to that, which I think you will recognize. Not all innovation adds value. You can innovate a new way to clip your toenails. Nobody will care. They did a study back about 35 years ago. At the time, there were some 6.5 lakhs of US patents since the history of US. And they studied how many of them actually produced a profit for the patent holder. And I won't quiz you the way I usually do. I'll just tell you. 0.5%. I'm sorry, that's too high. 0.2% of patents made money. Now, every one of those patents was innovative. That's when you get a patent, you innovate, but only 1 out of every 500 was profitable. And so I teach design thinking, which helps you only to innovate things that create value. Get rid of all the innovation that doesn't. Don't waste time on it. Innovate only things that create value. So the two are related, but they are different. Everyone can create value without innovation. And even if you do innovate, you may not create value until you focus on that. My advice, always focus, because that is one of the 12 ingredients you need for success. Does that help?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely. And I look forward to reading your book after 2 months. I'll look forward to reading your book on 9th of November, maybe.
I hope it's ready by then. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are really looking for the launch of the particular book. I'm sure that most of them. Sir, I would take the last question with your permission. One student says, is it worth to get into a business or worth to start a business while you're studying? He's still in his final year of the BCom and he straight away get into the business, not waiting for him to complete the BCom.
Okay. You will find that here in India, we place a great deal of stress and importance on credentials, qualifications. Most Indian companies, listen, most Indian companies would refuse to hire Bill Gates. Most Indian companies would refuse to hire Steve Jobs. Most Indian companies would refuse to hire Mark Zuckerberg because none of those three fellows has a degree. So my advice to you as an Indian person, if you were in US, I might give you different advice, but here in our country, please complete your degree. But as I told you, at our institution, we handhold our students because it is our mission to create more entrepreneurs. Our president, Dr. Indu Shahani, who used to serve on the University Grants Commission, says, India does not need more job seekers. India needs more job creators. It is businesses that create. So if you have the toolkit, you have the vision, you have the courage, and I will say you have your family's support, you can start the business anytime. It's okay to wait. It's okay to start now, as long as the circumstances are correct. Good question.
Great, sir. Thank you so much. One last personal question of mine. This year, we are happy to launch a unique program, which is BCom focusing towards entrepreneurship. So I just wanted to know if Trisha Group of Institution could anyways collaborate with ISME with your support and blessings. That would be a game changer course in my institution. What say, David?
You know, I'm not the head of the institution, but I can say with 100% confidence, this is what we want. We have a vision to promote entrepreneurship all in pan-India. So I can say 100%, I will connect you with the right people. And if you are committed to teaching entrepreneurship, we want to support you. And I'm sure we can collaborate. And really hope that that will give us a chance to interact with your fine students more.
Absolutely.
I mean, they've just given me such a tremendous response. No, I mean, the questions were brilliant. The questions were brilliant. If they indicate the quality of your students, I want to interact with these students more. Brilliant students, brilliant questions.
Absolutely. I have already got numerous messages here asking me when you will invite David to the campus. So I've already agreed on your behalf without even asking you that I've assured them that once this pandemic situation gets controlled, you'll be here in my campus very soon. I hope I'm right, David.
Ask my bosses. They send me where I need to go.
All right. Thank you so much. And as I said, we come to an end of this session of, especially for the students on, the theme, how to face the upcoming challenges. That was a fantastic presentation by David Wittenberg, and also equally good amount of questions received from, the students. On the time constraint, we'll not be able to take more questions, but then definitely you can drop me an email. I shall forward those questions to David over an email. I'm very sure he will take a time out to reply those, and those answers will be shared with you. David, on behalf of the Trisha Group of Institutions and Mangalore University, all the affiliated colleges of Mangalore University, I extend a heartfelt thanks to you for spending your valuable time and giving us a fantastic presentation and a great interaction with our students. Thank you so much, Professor David.
You are most welcome. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you again for the invitation.
Yes, I look forward for similar more conversations and interactions in the coming days, David. Thank you. Thanks, David. We will continue with this platform for a while. I would request if you could, you can log off from your end, because the sessions will continue with the students for some time. Yes. Thank you, sir. Yes. All right. Students, I think that was a real power-packed session for about 30 minutes. Small is big. That is what I always been told by many of them. 30 minutes, I think there was a lot of takeaways, a lot of powerful message that he gave. I'm sure he has agreed for, the many interactions in the coming days. I will definitely call him to the campus once, especially for those who are planning to pursue, get into entrepreneurship and related programs. So students, before we take an exit, I have with me Mr. Nitin Bhatt, who is a young entrepreneur, is a part of our Trisha journey from day one, and who's going to talk about a Trisha Plus, which is a unique platform for all the students. So I'm especially talking to the students of the affiliated colleges. You know that the 15 days crash course has come to an end right now, and we would begin the second phase on the next week, probably on the, we're planning it on the 14th of September. We are planning to launch the second phase. We are already in touch with your the principals and your faculties to get into the second phase. And the second phase will be morely on the Trisha Plus platform, which is so beautiful, which is so vibrant, and that's the reason why I have Nitin Bhatt here with me. Nitin, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Yeah.
Yes, with your permission, could you throw some light for the students on the Trisha Plus platform? Over to you, Nitin.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, very good evening to everybody who is listening to this wonderful program organized by Guru sir, and a valedictory program well presided by Mr. David Gopal sir and Narayan sir as our backbone as usual. Right. So I hope most of the principals and teachers of affiliated colleges of Mangalore University are also listening to this particular program. And I think Guru Prasad sir might agree on this program being wonderful, with all the affiliated colleges actively participating in all the sessions that we have organized for them with respect to the BCom classes and everything that we have already done. Right. So, so far, whatever we have done is on Zoom platform. Right now, what I will be showing you further would be more on our own platform that is called as Trisha Plus. So I'll be throwing some light on Trisha Plus. With your permission, if I can share my screen, sir. Yeah, I think I can share my screen. 1 second. Yeah, I hope everybody would be is able to see the screen right now. What we are seeing right now is something called as Trisha Plus, basically the extended version of Trisha, extended version of the thirst that you have got for knowledge, right? So we'll be talking more about Trisha Plus, which you can consider as your online college, or in a way, it is a virtual online college, is what you can call this platform as. Right now we are at the gate of this university or college, I would say, and there's just a lock and a key that is there in front of us. There is a email that it asks and a password that it asks. I can log in directly with the credentials. The gate is right in front of us, and we'll be logging in, and I'll be showing you how exactly it will be looking for all the participants who will be joining in further. So I'll just log in, and as soon as I log in, this is a whole new college wherein you have one person talking to you about the dashboard. This is the dashboard that you're seeing. Once you enter the college, there is a building that you see, there is a classroom that you see, there are subject teachers that you see, there is a leader whom you will interact with, or there might be a timetable put on the notice board. It is just like another classroom, or just like another university or a college that you are going to. I'm just giving you an example wherein I'm just taking this as an example, wherein we have taken one of our users, that is for CA Foundation. As you know, Trisha has been doing CA Foundation courses from a long time. And from the initial stages of pandemic, we have completely shifted all our students to online, and the receiving, and also there are so many good feedbacks that the students have shown. And initially there might have been some hiccups and everything, but now the students are very effectively using all the platforms that we are basically providing them. Right, to start off with, I have a dashboard in front of me. If you can see the dashboard, shows you all the subjects. I'm just going taking you through the platform, so that in the further days, when you are coming to Trisha classes, or when you're using the platform of Trisha Plus, you'll be more comfortable using this, and you'll not require much support from anybody else, and maybe you can guide further to any other person as well, right? So these are the subjects that are there for CA Foundation pursuing student. And once you click on these subjects, it will directly take you to the topics or the chapters. These are the chapters, right? So I don't know much about all the chapters. I would not be able to throw light on what are the chapters that are there, and what the chapters actually does, right? So but I'll just go to the subjects that are there here on the top end of the below the address bar. Once you log into trishaplus.com, there's a user ID and login with which you will log in, and there are subjects that you will be assigned to right before you enter into the classroom. I'll just go into this particular subject, principles and practices of accounting. You see everything that is required here. There is a chapter, there are some topics under that particular chapter, and under those particular chapter or topic, there is a notes, there is a video lecture, and these specific things are split up in a way that however it will be useful for your examination, or wherever you want to present it. It is very well defined, so that each particular topic and each particular aspect in that particular topic, right? So there are videos, there are PDF notes also available, which can be made available for any student who is on Trisha Plus platform. I'll just go into one video that is available for me here on. This is called as Meaning and Scope of Accounting. This is part 1. I'll just click on this video, and it'll direct me right to the video lecture that we had made. I'll just be showing you some. I'll just pause it. I'll just pause it for a while so that yeah, you can listen to me. I'll be showing you some important aspects also here. If you can see here, uh, there are many things like there are like you usually see on any kind of Amazon Prime or Netflix, which you'll be very well versed with in the present given scenario of COVID-19 and everything, right? And when I go through this, there is rewind of 10 seconds. There's a volume button here, and this is a complete lecture. This is a live lecture that is being recorded, and again that is being put for your understanding in the particular topic. And there is something called as a setting here wherein you can adjust your speed. Basically, if a maths teacher is doing very slowly and you just want to just summary, you if you want the summary of it, you can just speed up the video by 1.2 or 1.5 or 2x speed, basically, right? The important part I want to show you here is probably, let's say, again, again, I'll just show you here. This is one video where sir would be explaining about some topics. Here he's talking about basic accounting process and he has highlighted it, which means it is important for me. And I cannot be remembering exactly this particular time here, 21 minutes, 12 seconds. I would not be able to remember it when I am seeing multiple videos of this sort. So what I do here is, if you clearly observe my mouse, I'm hovering it here. So I'll click on this pin button and I can save this and I can make this available for others also. I'll just make this as Nitin Bhatt and I'll save this. And I'll say, after I have saved this, I go back to the dashboard. Once I go back to the dashboard, I have it here. It directs me exactly at the point wherein I had marked a pin. It's like a bookmark. It's like a bookmark wherein you keep a particular bookmark in between the book. But in this particular bookmark, what the speciality is, you can exactly know the word at which you had stopped earlier, right? So if I just click on go to pinboard, it directly goes to the point wherein I had marked the pin, exactly there. I'll just show you, it's just loading. If you can see this exactly here, right? So this is one basic advantage that any BCom going student would be hoping for or looking forward for. So this is the overview of the platform that I'm showing it to you. And if you see here that there is a schedule wherein you can go through this. One second. Yeah. So if you see here, there is a schedule which I can directly click on. This is a September 7th schedule. I'll click on this and it'll show me the video. I can see the recorded videos, whatever was taught live. For example, if you would not have, it was not able for you to attend the classes on that particular date or at that particular time, you can again come back to this platform and again go through the videos that are already being recorded and kept ready for you, very specifically for you, so that you can score better and you can learn better. And at that particular moment, if you feel that you have a particular doubt that need not be answered by a teacher particularly, or you want somebody else, your peer, a fellow friend of yours whom you would want it to be answered from, you can access this particular platform called as forum. Once you click on this forum, it is like a networking, it is like a Facebook inside Trisha Plus, wherein you can post all your questions. You can post questions that can be seen by multiple people, and if they know the answer for the question that you have asked, that can be answered by them also, right? So this is one question. I don't know, purchased furniture for resale, what is the journal entry? I don't know the answer, but there are already 5 people who have answered this. Let's see how. There Archana has answered purchase account. DR means, I think it is debit. I don't know much about accounting language. I don't know. What I'm trying to tell you here is basically there is a lot of options that which will make students' life better and easier with this platform. And people or the management or the principals of different colleges who are seeing this video on YouTube again might give a thought process. And if you want us to onboard your content on our platform, that also can be one option that can be seen forward. Going forward, we can also have the Trisha logo that you are seeing here. There it can be also your logo, your college logo, wherein your college can will be able to present the content that you have to different students who are present across the state right now, who would not be able to come to the classroom at this present given scenario. You can also start the classes and probably go ahead and do the classes with full effective planning and execution basically. So I think this is most of the Trisha Plus platform that I've shown you already. And if there is any kind of a query, or if you want this service to be available at your college also, you can contact to our people from Trisha, or you can contact the number that is provided, or you can contact Guru Prasad sir via email if that is a easier task for you. So I have already given overview of what is Trisha Plus, and how students can use it better, and how it will be a easy job for the management, principals, teachers, just starting from tracking their attendance, tracking their marks, giving them assignments, assessments also. I'll just show you here. If I go to subjects again, and there's a subject called as English, and we had given them assessment basically. Romeo and Juliet is a first chapter of English subject that is there for second PUC. I'll just go to activities. We had given them an assignment, so there are no pending activities that this particular student one has, but he has completed some activities already. So how does this activity look like? It is a multiple choice question. You can put as many activities as possible, as many assessments that you want your students to take, and this will give you an exact analysis of your student, how much time he has spent on a particular question, where did he exactly go wrong. All these things are available on this platform, which will be helpful for the management or anybody for that matter. So I have taken this assessment and I have scored 80%. I'm so proud of myself for that. And so this is how you can take an assessment and get your answers or get your papers corrected immediately, right? So this test can also be taken again by student if the teacher or the principal of that particular institution wants them to take. So that option is also available, wherein once you have performed not to the expectation of yourself or to somebody else's expectation, you can again take that and make yourself correct, right? So that option for correction is also available on this platform. All in all, just want to conclude by saying Trisha Plus is just one more platform, just another platform for you to go through your college. It is just like another college for you. It's the same college wherein you're going, you're learning, and you're coming back, but all this is happening at your home. So this is about Trisha Plus, and I hope I've covered most of Trisha Plus. The options or the features that it has is immense, and what I could cover in the given time frame is only this much. So if there is anything much that is required, I think obviously you can get in touch with Trisha people, and you can get to know more basically. I think that's the time frame that was given to me, and Guru sir is already telling this is not your time, you're extending by some minutes now. So any questions that principals of different colleges have, they can directly contact Trisha or the number that is given.
Yes. Yeah, first of all, I was not at all restricting you. You are giving a very nice presentation about the platform. But then we will have a detailed orientation anyways for them. I'm very sure you will come back again for those colleges, for those students who have been onboarded for the second phase of the crash course. So I really look forward for that. So this was like a trailer. So trailer always has to be short, and that's a perfect one that you gave today. I'm very sure the students are really excited after looking at the platform, which is like, no reminders required, everything. There's a detailed planner in your, just a click of mouse. So students and principals of all the affiliated college, I request you to please contact us for the second phase of the crash courses or getting directly into the academic syllabus coverage from the 14th of September, which we are going to do. My team of academics and marketing will also get back to you soon for the more discussion. All right. On behalf of all the affiliated colleges and students, I thank Nitin Bhatt for spending his time here and giving an excellent presentation. Thank you, Nitin. That was really nice of you to share the overview about the platform. To all the students out here, a couple of announcements before I exit. And also, Narayan Chor would be here in the final remarks. Narayan Chor? If you could.
Okay.
Yes. All right, students, a couple of announcements before I hand over to Narayan Chor. Basically, the journey was really very good from the last 15 days. I was keep telling all my faculties, the students were so vibrant, the students were so interactive. All the faculties have given the excellent feedback. Similarly, the students have given the excellent feedback about the faculties who have engaged the classes for all of you. And the journey, as I said, though it was a short one for 15 days, but it was really, really amazing. And we actually look forward for the bigger one from the phase 2. For those students of affiliated colleges, your principals will get back to you shortly because we are in touch with them. And for the students of the Trisha group, the classes would continue as it is from the 14th. But before 14th, we would like to conduct some pep talks where some the reputed speakers will come and engage you with some sessions, which is very, very important in these days. The announcement is that you have been given a feedback form. I always say it's very, very important to take up this feedback very seriously because that's where we find our loopholes and that's where we try to improve ourselves. Everyone has to have some scope for improvisation. That can only happen if you give the proper feedback. So I request all of you to please submit that feedback form. The link has already been shared to you. Secondly, everyone, the most of you have taken the test today. The first year, second year, and third year have successfully taken our online examination. The result of which will be announced at around 6 p.m. today to your respective emails. You will get the scorecards. So that's where you will come to know. You can do a self-analysis how you performed in your test. I thank all my faculties also who took time in conducting this test, and all the students who actually came on time, took those tests. There were a few technical glitches for some students who had faced network issues. We have got some calls, we have got some requests. For those students who are not in a position to take tests today because of the network issues, we will be conducting one test again the next week. We already have those data who have not taken the test. So another test will be conducted in the next week, where I request everyone to take care of that. All right. So that is one announcement regarding the exam and one announcement regarding the the feedback that you're supposed to do. And second phase would begin from the 14th of September. And for the affiliated colleges, your principals and teachers will get back to you. So before we end, I now request the senior advisor, the academic advisor of the Trisha Group of Institution, Dr. Narayan Chor from Mangalore, to kindly give us concluding remarks. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Guru Prasad. All my students from various colleges, as well as our Trisha and faculty members and all those who are present virtually. As you have seen, Trisha has been trying to excel in academics, and to a great extent, we are proud to say that we have been successful. And you might have seen a graph where David Wittenberg professor was showing how suddenly in a situation of change or in a COVID situation, how Zoom usage has zoomed. Similarly, the number of students whom Trisha has contacted or served during this period of this pandemic has also been like that only. A large number of students have been serviced by our institution, because this is not only an opportunity, we thought that it is our responsibility to see that youngsters do not waste their time, and they use their time, invest their time in knowledge development. So we have been able to bring very reputed speakers, and today you have heard Professor David was so witty, so wise, and so wonderful in his talks, and very motivating also. And probably many of you may think of becoming entrepreneurs also. The word he was telling was that business is changing every day, science once in a way. That is where probably commerce people become students have got a lot of opportunity. Similarly, he was giving a example of investment guru Peter Drucker and innovation. What is that? Amaze, I can say, Mr. Elon Musk, because I am also following these two people always. It is wonderful to. It was very wonderful to listen to him, and similarly, we have been bringing many other very good speakers, and I'm sure that the students have got a lot of not only knowledge, but even a kind of motivation and a kind of exposure to global scenarios. So this will continue. This is only a beginning. Trisha wants to continue this throughout the year, and my dear students, you may be knowing that even university has come up with a proposal. UGC also has come up with a proposal of at least 30% or 40% will be online, and another 30 to 40% will be offline. But still, COVID pandemic fear is not completely over. That's why online is a safer and better way to learn. I'm not discouraging, but it's also safer. Only thing is, you will have to take a little more interest to improve your network, which government also is trying to do. Improve your network, try to take connections nearby or something. But what you get will be great, because even if you are invited, people like the professor which you have heard, it may be very difficult to get them to our campus, and such opportunities are always available in this kind of online classes. So you have already seen with our young Mr. Nitin Bhatt explaining you our platform Trisha Plus, which is having a lot of innovations and opportunities, and it will give you an experience as if you are in a real class, in the classroom only. Of course, there are certain additional opportunities here, because you can learn more, you can sit at your own comfort. So this is always think from the positive side. That will be a great opportunity. And I know that many of your friends have missed this opportunity of last 15 days. If you can motivate them also, and if you can give a good feedback with your principals who are there today also, probably we can continue with this, and you would be, because let the knowledge flow should be very, very continuous, and it is very affordable, and it will be quite reachable to all the students. And we are trying to do that with the only idea is, or with the only objective, that knowledge is nobody's treasure. It should be flowing like a currency. So that was our idea. So thank you for being with us for all the 15 days. I also thank our university, especially the Vice Chancellor, Professor Edapaditaya, who has supported these activities through requesting all the affiliated colleges to participate. And I hope we will have many more opportunities to be together, and to be together in larger numbers. So wish you all the best, my dear students, and for this wonderful fortnight, for arranging this in such a wonderful way. I especially congratulate, and of course he is our own man, but still thank Professor Guru Prasad and Professor Nitin Bhatt and all the concerned. And my special thanks to the person who is behind, that is our wonderful guru in commerce, that is C.A. Gopalakrishna Bhatt, who is always a leader in his own style. So all the best, my students. A great evening for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's really wonderful to hear from you, and you have been a great source of inspiration and pillar for our organization. We always owe you for that. Thank you very much, sir. So students, before I exit, I would like to make one final announcement. There are a lot of sessions, including the Parinati, one of the finest, the guest talks we had. All these sessions are uploaded in our YouTube channel. And all those classes which we have been conducted from the last 15 days has been uploaded in the YouTube channel. I only request all of you to, like our channel, subscribe our channel, and press the bell button so that you can get a lot of updates. So for all those students who have missed Parinati, you can definitely go back to our channel and watch. And also who feels like, you want to brush up some of the concepts of the crash courses which was conducted in the last 15 days, all that is available in the YouTube. And we'll also be sharing with you the recorded session. So don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. Thank you so very much, students. It was great interacting with you from the last 15 days. I hope to have more interactions in the coming days. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening, and God bless you all. Thank you.